What up, good people? It's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns, back at you with another one. So, this is the range footage for that short that I ran last week where we ranked that top 9. We've actually got 10 units that we ran. So, this is going to be the long form version of that. Running through these bad boys, seeing what falls where in the lineup as far as performance, recall management. And I kind of started in an order where I thought they would fall, and then adjusted it as I went based on the feel in hand and what I thought was the appropriate placement. So there's going to be some shifts in here because some of them that I thought would be in certain places end up being in other places, but no major surprises. So let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Video is for educational purposes only. We're in a safe and controlled environment. We're not selling any firearms, nor are we selling any accessories. We're not promoting the sale of any firearms, nor are we promoting the sale of any accessories. Strictly a product review of my own personal equipment. All right, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoy the content, hopefully you hit that subscribe button, set your notifications, come back and see us. Drop a video at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, depending on what's going on. If you're a returning viewer, you know I appreciate the support, appreciate you being along for the ride, and we're going to keep this journey going. All right, so that's where we're on the housekeeping. What we're working with in the lineup, as you can see from the thumbnail, we got our Masterpiece Arms DS9. This is that hybrid here. This bad boy comes with the chunk port enhancements. We've added the V8 porting on there. So this is going to be a top performer in the lineup. This bad boy, no magazine. Gun is empty. Fire in a safe direction. Bam. So that's where we're starting. Next in the lineup is our Legion Precision Chirac in that PVD bronze. This is a monster in the lineup here. Definitely one of our favorites. No magazine in there. Weapon is empty. Fire in a safe direction. So, this is our piece here. One of the newest pieces to the lineup. But yeah, solid unit. Definitely a solid unit. Legion Precision is doing their thing. They got the kits dropping over there. Next drop on the kits for the Legion Precision is August 15th. So if you're looking to get in the lineup, definitely hit them up. Next up here, Watchtower Apache. So this here is the Covert Edition. No magazine. Bad boy's empty. Fire in a safe direction. This is the PVD in the FDE Covert Edition. They put their grip on here. Magwell. And this bad boy is a solid piece here. This is how it comes, chunk port. We are yet to put our port package on this bad boy, which that's going to turn it up quite a few notches. So you see where this falls in the lineup. Next, we've got one of our budget units, Match X. This here is one of the OGs in the collection. No magazine. Keep turning all the lights on. Bad boy's empty. Fire in a safe direction. So this one here, we have gone all out, all in on this bad boy. So we have swapped that aluminum frame for a steel frame. Went to the aluminum grip. That's an on-point grip on there. And Magwell. That is a custom trigger from TDS Gunworks. Trent hooked that up. Trent did the slide work. V6 porting. And he opened the chunk port up on this bad boy. So this here is a beast right here. Still a Match X up top, but that's about it. So this bad boy here is forced to be reckoned with. Next is one of our other OGs. One of the favorites in the lineup. This is our Romulus Alpha Foxtrot. This is one of the original models, so it's got that polished PVD finish. We kept the 3 ports, the chunks on there, the mini chunk ports, but we did open those up. TDS Gunworks, V10 porting, we added that. Ignition kit, so this bad boy, no magazine. Weapon is empty. Fire in a safe direction. And did I clear that Match X? I think I did, yeah, pretty sure I did. But all these bad boys are empty. No magazines in them. So we ran that Romulus. Next in line is our Watchtower Demolition. So this bad boy here, also a favorite in the lineup. I love the finish, that gray, gunmetal gray PVD. Bad boy's empty. Safe direction. So this one has the V10 porting. That's how it comes. We've done no enhancements to this, other than change the magwell to a brass instead of that flat gold that it comes with. But other than that, this bad boy here is how it comes. So Watchtower Demolition. Coming on down the line, one of our Kimber 2K11s. This is the Eclipse model. So this bad boy here, no magazine. Empty, fire in a safe direction. So this is a solid unit here. We gave this bad boy the TDS Gunworks treatment. So that has inline 3 ports, plus it's got V6 ports in the slide cuts, and we added the chunk port to this bad boy. So, still the trigger, just kind of set it to our preference as far as the weight. This is the Hell's Machinery Magwell, put some more weight on the bottom of this bad boy. And we got our CV Life on here, but this bad boy was dead when we hit the range. So these CV Life, totally solar, no battery change, but these bad boys will die. This is the second one that's died. I replaced the other one. This one, I'll end up replacing it too. They replace them, no problem, but it shouldn't be dying like that, so these bad boys are going to end up going away. Solid concept, but the technology is not quite right because they shouldn't be dying. I charged it up when I got back home, but it still didn't hold the charge, which is the same thing the other one did. So I'm going to have to let these bad boys go. But that's our Eclipse. That's a nice unit there. And then next in line, this is our Custom Works Vulcan. So this here, my man Scott hooked this bad boy up over at Custom Works. This is V10 porting, that's how it comes. No magazine. Silky smooth, that bad boy is empty. So no changes here. How you see it is how it comes. Super nice unit, super smooth. Definitely a looker. So nice piece here. So next in line, we've got another one of our OGs. This is that Mac 9 DS Comp. And this bad boy here is set up pretty nice. As far as work on this, V6 porting, that was done by Lawrence over at Aquila Arsenal. I did the ignition kit, red dirt trigger, Hell's Magwell on here, along with that MJD Killmonger grip. This grip is hella nice here. That bad boy is locked down. Once you get a grip on, it's not going anywhere. So this is a solid runner. Solid runner. Mac 9, bam. And last but not least, we ran our Synergy, GLFA Synergy. You don't see too many of these bad boys out there in the wild, but I'm still holding this one here. This one here was also Aquila Arsenal. Did the V8 porting on this bad boy in the existing slide cuts. Solid runner. This bad boy is a fire-breathing dragon, but solid unit. Solid unit. Ignition kit, Atlas trigger, MPA Magwell. And that's pretty much it. A little color fill for that Synergy there to let you see that bad boy. But this is a nice unit. And we color coded the barrel to match everything up. But yeah, solid unit. And the trigger. Got the skunk tail down the back there. This one we recently added the Alpha Foxtrot aluminum grip. I like that grip. So that was a nice fit for this unit. So that's the last one. We did not run our newest bill because I didn't think it was time yet. This is our newest bill here that I put together. This bad boy is solid. Mini chunk port is what it comes with, but I am going to do a port package on this when I send it off to Trent. And once we put that port package on it, that's when we're really going to put this bad boy in the lineup seriously to see where it falls. I think this is going to be a solid shooter, especially with the package that I got in mind for it. But we didn't run it on this particular outing. So that's where we are. That's the lineup. We're going to jump out there. Ran through these bad boys, slow and steady, rating them as I go. Some of them I bounced back to if I wasn't really sure how I compare it to the one after that. But you'll see. You'll see. So let's head out to the range. Most of this footage is going to be on the range. So let's head out there, check it out, and then we'll come back in and talk about it. So we're going to run this crew. We're going to start at the top with our Legion Precision. I've kind of got these bad boys in the order that I think they're going to fall. So start with Legion Precision and put a few rounds down. So let's go on that left target, and we'll go. Let's start dead center. See how we're going to kick it off here. Okay, it's a good start. It's 5. We're going to walk on through it. So I got that feel. Move to this Masterpiece Arms. We'll stay on that left target. We'll go top left corner. See where we are.
Okay, picking that a little low. That's 556. There we go. So between those two, because I'm thinking that's the top of the food chain, I think the Masterpiece Orange is a little softer, but let's double right back with this Legion Precision. Go dead center. Yeah. So different feel, because we got the V ports plus the chip and the Masterpiece arms, but it is definitely a little bit softer. So let's move on through the lineup, and we'll move over to our Custom Works Vulcan, and we'll stay on that left target, but we'll drop down to the bottom left corner. I don't know where the hell I'm hitting. Oh, I guess I'm hitting a little low and to the right. Slightly low and to the right. That Vulcan, compared to the first two, had quite a bit of snap to it compared to the first two. So that's strictly V10 porting, and this Watchtower is V10 porting. So let's see if it feels right in line with the Vulcan or if it's actually softer. We're going to stay on the left target, but we're going to move to that smaller target at the top on the right there. Watchtower dialed in. Watchtower feels a little softer than that Vulcan. So the V10s seem to be working a little bit better. So we're going to swap that order. So I've got these bad boys in the case according to the order that I think they're falling. We're going to move right on over to our other Watchtower, to this Apache. That was our Demolition. A little oil coming up out this bad boy. So we're going to move to the Apache, and let's see where it slots us. We're just going to drop straight down on that left target. We're just going to drop straight down to that small target at the bottom on the right hand side. So let's see. This actually shoots softer than the Vulcan and the Demolition. So we'll have to slide them on down the line up here. That's amazing. I can just imagine what that is going to be like once I add a mild port package to it. So now, that's what's considered the higher end mid tier in my lineup. Now we're moving over to budget guns that have been worked the hell over. And we're going to start with our most extreme makeover, and that's this Match X. All right. So, right target, dead center. Started out dead center, and then we got to moving around. Got a little excited there. That bad boy. Let me just Let me go back to this Apache because I'm feeling that Match X is sliding in with this Apache. Target wise, we're on that left target. We'll go to that bottom left corner because we got plenty of real estate still left there. All right, right back to the Match X. Dead center on our right target. Man. Shoot that watchtower demolition. Because I think that Match X can step above this demolition. Hands down. Hands down. That's saying something right there. It's getting in my eyes. So, Match X has jumped above the demolition and this Custom Works Vulcan. That's something different there. Let's move on down the line. Old Faithful, one of my favorites in the collection. Let's see what this Romulus is going to slide in. So we're going to be on our right target. This is going to be interesting. And we're going to go upper right corner on that right target. Back to the dot. Dot is off on this bad boy. Let's see. Man, that's touch and go there. I don't think it's any daylight with this Romulus and the demolition and the Vulcan. We run a couple more shots. This bad boy's shooting low, so let me bring it up. Let's see. Yeah, it's shooting low. So, feel wise, I'll just run one with this Vulcan. Just go dead center. Wow. That demolition behind that. So, demolition is softer than the Vulcan, but the Romulus is shooting softer than both of those bad boys. I think because I've got left, I've got the Mac 9, which is chunk port, 3 inlines, and 6. And I've got our Synergy, which is just straight up V8. Some pretty sizable V8s, but straight up V8. So I think even though that Kimber's got quite a bit of work, I think the Mac 9 is going to be next in line here. So let's move there. So we're going to stay on that left target and we're going to go bottom right corner. Hey, Mac 9 is surgical. So that did not exceed any of our previous. So we're really bound to see where it's going to fall between these last 3. So let's go into the Kimber. That's what it is. So we're just going to go dead center since we don't have a dot on this. That is definitely softer than that Mac 9. And it almost feels like it's softer than that Vulcan. Let me run a couple more. Kimber is softer on that Vulcan. Let's see where the watchtower is here. Demolition. It is not. I don't think it's succeeding the demolition. Let me hit this Vulcan one more time. It is definitely softer than that Vulcan. So let's see where the synergy is going to fall. Going to stay on that. Let's see where we're going. Let's go very top left corner. All right, synergy hits hard as fuck. So it's where it needs to be. It's pulling up the rear. That bad boy hits hard.
All right, so we've ranked these bad boys, and how I just ran them out is how they end up ranking because I put them back in the case like that. The Match X was probably, well, I wouldn't say that was the biggest surprise because this Watchtower Apache with no work jumped right up to the top 3. So it jumped over the Romulus, it jumped over the Demolition, the Match X, everything. So it fell right behind the MPA, which was top of the food chain, which it should be. Chunk port plus that V8 porting. This is a solid unit out the box. So that additional enhancement took it up another level. But there is not much daylight between that and our Legion Precision. Legion Precision is a beast. And this with just the port package on top, those 3 ports, the way Legion Precision does it, extremely effective. So this bad boy holds his own. So the MPA should edge it out as far as recoil reduction, but once again, it is not much daylight at all there. So I went back and forth to see exactly which one was going to fall where. If you had to rank them, I ranked the MPA a little bit softer, but like I said, it's not much daylight there. But then the Match X jumped ahead of everything else and fell right behind that Watchtower in the number 4 spot. And that is saying something there. That is saying something. So this bad boy is a serious shooter. Keep hitting the lights. This bad boy is a serious shooter. It's definitely a looker, but to be in this lineup and fall 4 ahead of some other guns that cost quite a bit more than this Match X. Well, I'm into the Match X pretty deep. So the other ones cost more, but we've kind of balanced it out with the upgrades and the input that I've added to this bad boy. But solid lineup. Thrilled with it. Dot wise, I'm going to end up evolving some of these dots. Like this dot here, this bad boy was actually loose out there. So that's why it was a little more over the place than typically. And this is a 5 MOA. I don't like the larger dots, so I'm going to move away from them. I will probably, because this is the original version of the Romulus, so it has the RMSC cut. This is before they start doing their RMR. So I'm going to leave that with the RMSC, but I'm probably going to go back to something like that EPS carry that I had on it originally, because that worked out good. Small dot. I didn't like the way it hung over as much, but we're going to go back to that because that's where it shot the best. That's where I was the most accurate with it. Even on this Vulcan, this Holosun will likely come off of here, and I will either go with an SRO or the RMR HD. Trying to get a little more consistency with the dots so I'm not jumping between different styles as much. Kimbers, the CV lights are definitely going away. That's a given. So that'll either be same thing, either SRO or RMR HD. But last thing we did, put some double taps, put a little pace on these bad boys, ran through this part pretty quick. So we're going to jump out there, and I just went back to back between the units just to see how it handled that recoil under a little bit of pace. And they perform a little different. Some of that's grip, some of that just recoil managed with the gun coming back to 0. But I'll let you judge for yourself. I didn't necessarily change the order off of that, but I wanted to run it just to have that footage and let you see how they respond with a little bit of pace on them. So let's jump back out, check that out, then we'll come back in and wrap up.
Just going to run through the lineup, starting front to back, and these are already in the order of where I think they fall in the lineup. So start out with this shot right. We're going on that left target. Okay. It's a little loose. Let's see how this masterpiece feels. Right on to that watchtower patch. It's going to stay on that level. Now checks, still on the left. We're just running that target there. Still on that left target. Gotta be a target on that. That felt definitely like a light primer strike. And it was. Let's put that one back in there and see if it fires off. Yeah, I think we just had no lock back. Yeah. It's empty, no lock back. Run along, this demolition. We're just beating up that left target. We're gonna run it. We're gonna hit it with a few more taps. Run it through. Okay. It's killer. So we're beating up that left target. Synergy. Run it out. No lock back.
All right, so that's all the range footage. I didn't change the ranking as I said. One thing that the grips definitely make a difference because this Mac 9 with this Killmonger grip, which has got hella grip to it, this bad boy hardly moves under the double taps. So grip does matter. Not everything, but grip obviously matters. A little texture, but pleased with the lineup. As we get more units in, we'll do this again. But obviously, we're not gonna, do it every time we get a new unit in. So, hadn't ranked the lineup that we have. Seriously, had them out in different times. But to really rank them, you need to fill them back to back. And that's why you saw in the footage, I went back to some of them if I wasn't really sure. But shooting them back to back gives you a definite feel of what feels like what. But that's where we are. That's where the lineup is so far. It's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns. Check me out on other platforms at Bust Them Guns, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Rumble. Until next time, holla.